YouTube for quite a while, and there are some reasons for that. And today I'm going to share a story time video that, honestly, I kind of wish that I did not have to share this today, that it were not relevant to my life. But since it is, I figured that sharing it not only would explain my absence, but it would also maybe help someone else out there to feel less like they're alone, or just more like at least get an idea of what you might expect, although everyone's experience with this might be different. So what happened was I had shingles. I am only in my mid-30s. It is not common as much for people my age to have it, although people do sometimes. Like, it does happen, but generally it's usually people who are over 50 that are more likely to get shingles. What shingles is it is the varicella zoster virus, which is the same virus that causes chickenpox. So what it is if you haven't had chickenpox, then it would cause you to get chickenpox. But if you've already had chickenpox and basically once you get this virus, if you have chickenpox, then this virus, because viruses aren't like bacteria, they stay dormant in your body, or at least this one does. It stays dormant in your body. So the virus itself, it never really goes away. It just kind of, like the chickenpox goes away, but the virus stays dormant. And then different things can provoke or trigger it to come back up, but if it comes back, if there's like a reoccurrence, I guess you call it, of this varicella zoster virus that causes the chickenpox, then if you already had chickenpox, then it doesn't show up as chickenpox. Instead, it shows up in the form of shingles. You can Google shingles to get a better idea of what it is. Granted, it can look different. Like when I first saw pictures online of it, I didn't think necessarily that I had it, because some of it didn't seem the same, but now, like, in retrospect, it definitely was, and some of it definitely did look similar to some of them, but like some of the pictures definitely, like, that doesn't quite look like what I had. And mine wasn't like huge and widespread like some of the pictures you might see on Google, but it was still a pretty serious, impactful condition that I had to go through. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. It is definitely up there with some of the worst experiences in my life, but I am working on healing from it. So yeah, what happened was the first thing I noticed was I had like swollen lymph nodes, but I wasn't sure that was what it was. One night I went to bed and I felt like there was a bump or something right behind this ear. There were a couple of bumps, and it was kind of sore, like when I went to lay on that side, because sometimes I like to sleep on my side. It was kind of sore there. So but I was tired. I was just like, it's time for bed. So like, I can't deal with this right now. I'm just gonna sleep on my other side or on my back, and we'll see what it does in the morning. I got up in the morning, and yeah, like, I had definitely these bumps there, and it kind of freaked me out, because like, I didn't know what it was, and it's like, is this something like serious or life-threatening? Like, what is it? Like, you just find a random lump on your body, you don't know what it is. It's pretty scary, and I definitely had a bit of freak out from that. But I kind of waited to see and if it would go away, and it did not go away. Instead of it going away, I kept getting more of them. Like, more started showing up and down my neck, more lumps. I noticed it on a Thursday night, and then for Friday, I noticed it was still there, the bigger lumps. But I don't remember if it was Friday or Saturday that I started to notice. I know Saturday morning, I woke up and I had more lumps down my neck and stuff. And then I noticed like a little bump, underneath my head, underneath my hair, like on my scalp, probably Friday, maybe Saturday, but I didn't think that much of it. I was just kind of like, that's weird. I have like this little bump. It was a little bit itchy, but it was just like this one little bump. So it's kind of like, okay, it could just be irritation on my scalp or something, and probably go away and whatever. But then Saturday, I noticed this little something started showing up across my forehead, and it was little, but it was kind of itchy, and I was irritated by it. And so by the end of by the afternoon that day, it started getting kind of red, and I was kind of like, what is on my forehead? this is really annoying. And again, at first I was like, well, I'm gonna see. I kind of, you kind of just hope that stuff goes away, because sometimes stuff goes away on its own. And I was just I was starting to worry a little bit though, because I was also feeling kind of tired, lethargic, like almost like I had a cold or something, but I didn't have a cold. And I was definitely just feeling more run down than usual. And I had like these lumps behind my ear and starting to form down my neck, and then this thing on my head. And I started noticing a few more little lumps on my scalp underneath my hair, and they were kind of itchy. And I was just like starting to worry about it, but I didn't really know what to do. And then over the next few days, it progressively kept getting worse, to the point of where it was super itchy and super painful, and I was tired and run down all the time. Like, it was really a struggle to even show up to teach my classes or meet clients or anything, as much as I wanted to be able to do those things. And I tried to push myself to kind of do it, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I didn't know that that was the case at that time, and I didn't know what it was, that it was like a thing. So then, I made an appointment with my doctor that Tuesday, the following Tuesday after that weekend when I initially noticed this stuff happening. I went to see just like my regular doctor and showed her. At this point, the stuff on my forehead was actually like started to turn into like, oh, it almost looked like acne or like blisters or something. There were big lumps underneath my scalp. Sorry if this sounds gross, but I couldn't, it wasn't like anything like me being being dirty, or like, I'm one of the cleanest people I know. So, like, it wasn't anything like that. It was just this virus attacking me, basically. I couldn't help it. It wasn't my fault. But, yeah, and so I went to the doctor, and this time it was starting to be pretty painful. Like, it was getting in the way of me doing life. And I was taking a bunch of ibuprofen just to, like, get through the day, which was kind of helping, but not even entirely. Like, it would hurt less, but it would still, like, hurt and itch even with that. But it made it a little more manageable. I went to the doctor. Sorry, this is getting long, but she just looked at it and said, honestly, I don't know what it is, and referred me to go see a dermatologist. Now, if you ever try to get an appointment with a dermatologists are notoriously hard to get into. So people are telling me like months away. I can't wait till like the earliest, like some people are saying like August or September, and this was like the very end of April, very beginning of May. Okay, and like the earliest someone said they could get me in was July, and I was really frustrated. Like, I made the appointment, I was like, I need to find something sooner. So then I kept calling places that were within my network for my insurance, and finally I came across a place that said, you know what, we have a cancellation and we can get you in tomorrow. This was on Wednesday that I made this call. They said we can get you in tomorrow. Well, I teach on Thursdays, but I was like, yeah, make the appointment. And as soon as I could, I got on my phone and just tried to see if anyone could cover class for me, because I really, at this point, I was in, like, it was spreading, it was getting worse, and I was in a lot of pain, to where, like, I was, like, in tears, pain, like, clenching my jaw, squeezing my eyes shut, trying to handle this. And it was itchy, and it looked really bad, and I was just like, it was actually the stuff on my forehead was starting to even get scabs, and I was just like I looked like I got in a fight or something, and I was like, this is just, I can't do this. So then I got in, thank God, to a dermatologist, and she said, I'm really concerned, and sent me to the ER. She's like, I'm not exactly sure, but I think this could be an infection that maybe can't be cured with an antibiotic, and the ER has more tools in their toolbox than I do, so excuse me. So I'm gonna really suggest you go to the ER. And she was super nice. She like helped me make sure that the closest ER took the insurance that I had at the time. And anyway, so I went to the ER one day, and luckily they got me in pretty quickly, and they actually did a really good job. They were really nice, and they treated me, and they said, yeah, you have shingles, because it was all on this side of my head. That's the thing with shingles, is if you have like a rash or an itchy thing or bumps or something, they're all showing up together on one, and they're only on one side of your body, then that's a good indication it might be shingles. And the thing is, usually shingles are like not here. It's not as common. It's more common to be like on your torso, I think, or other parts of your body. So that might have been what threw my regular doctor off, because it's not as usual for it to be on your head like that. Although it can be, and sometimes it is. Anyway, to wrap this up, so yeah, they diagnosed me with that, and then they put me on like all these medication. I had to take an antiviral I use like a Zobrax, or the name, I guess the generic name is like a cyclovir or cyclovir. I had to take that 4 of those pills 4 times a day. Plus, I had to take prednisone, which is a corticosteroid, which I really didn't want to take, but I had to take that starting 4 times a day, and then you taper off because you can't just stop the steroid automatically. So I started with like 4 times a day, and then went down to like 3, 2, 1, like that. And they also gave me some hydrocodone, which is like Norco or Vicodin, basically narcotic painkillers, mostly to help me sleep at night, because it was getting really bad, and like I was having a hard time sleeping, which you really obviously need to be able to sleep when you're trying to heal from something like this. So I mostly just used that at night for sleeping, and took ibuprofen during the day, so I wouldn't be walking around all like crazy on narcotics. Use that, and then like prescription Benadryl, which I used a lot to help with the itching. So I mean, I was taking like 30 or more pills a day for a while, which sucked for my stomach, and but I did it. I did the whole treatment, and even though I didn't want to, I ended up taking a week off work. And the antiviral and the medications like that she put me on did work pretty quickly, and I just made a point to get a lot of rest and just try to take really good care of myself. I tried to eat, a whole foods diet as much as I could, and stuff like, just stuff that you do to take care of yourself. And so yeah, and then it's the ones on my head, on my scalp, went away really fast, and my lymph nodes that were swollen went down really quickly, and now that's all completely gone. The only problem is I still have some remnants. Like, I don't have shingles anymore really, but I still have some recovery, or some like basically dealing with the aftermath, which this doesn't always happen to people, I don't think, but these ones on my forehead are really deep and really bad. So now I'm like wearing these band-aids. I'm working with my dermatologist to help prevent scarring, and I don't want to talk about this too much because it's kind of depressing to me, and it's honestly not, this has been really physically and emotionally draining process, at least for me anyway. And wearing band-aids on my head hasn't exactly motivated me to film YouTube videos, okay? I'm just going to be completely real about that. So I don't know how much more I'm going to film right now. I wanted to get this up. I really want to get back to my regular life. Like, physically, I'm feeling a lot better other than dealing with this. So, like, I'm going back to the gym again. I'm trying to get my yoga practice and teaching and doing stuff. So I want to do YouTube again too, but I'm just kind of feeling it out, how I feel about filming with these band-aids on my head, which I'm probably going to have to wear all summer, unfortunately, while I try to see how this heals. And I have to follow up with my dermatologist in August, like at the end of August, to see where it's at and to determine what steps to take further on. I'm hoping I don't have to get plastic surgery. I'm hoping that this can heal up on its own, and I'm just religiously following my dermatologist's instructions, which I love my dermatologist. She's like super nice and helpful, has been really cool about and understanding about everything. But yeah, I'm just sharing that with you, and I don't want to scare you if you have shingles. Like, I would say the thing is, if you suspect at all that you might have shingles, even if you have to go to the ER or go to your doctor, just get care as soon as you can. Because I tried to get care sooner, but I ended up only getting care with like at the very end of the first week. But really, if you can catch it within like 3 days or so, you're gonna have a much better chance of healing even than I did. But you know what? I thank God that it was coming down by my eye. It didn't get in my eye. Like, thank God for that, because that could have been a whole lot worse. And I'm okay. I'm still dealing with this, which is, I'm bummed on it, okay? Like, but at the same time, like, it's summer, and I want to go out and freaking live my life and enjoy it the best I can. So if you have shingles, or you don't see, the thing is, this was my immune system being compromised, probably due to intense stress and anxiety. So try to manage it as best as you can, and just don't let people push you around. Take really good care of yourself. And I will be back soon, hopefully. I hope this was helpful to someone. I hope it wasn't too rambly. I'm gonna get off here, but that is my shingles story. So yeah, take care. Peace.